Today we're back working on the Miata, and I got a couple parts in the trunk that I'd like to install. This is the first one. It's a front lower like brace bar. That one on the car is pretty rusty. I think I already showed it. And then next I have this Cletus MPI racing wheel, and then the hub adapter right there, as well as a carbon fiber button attachment, because this steering wheel does not come with a horn button, so I want to use that as a horn button right there. And then because this one just has like a Cletus logo that goes across. So I already disconnected the battery. I'm going to start by taking off the steering wheel. It's already straight, so I'll line it up like that. But yeah, I'll get started to it. And this is after I got the steering wheel on. I got the horn switch hanging, or the horn wire hanging down right here. Still not quite sure on how I'm going to do that. I'm going to kind of play around with it when I hook up the battery again and see what happens. I do wish it was a little bit closer to me. It's not horrible, but to be like right here would be great. Like literally just probably 2 or 3 inches closer. So I am probably going to look for a spacer or a quick disconnect or something right there. I think that would fix what I'm thinking. And so the problem with this is that there's a lot of wires inside of here right now. Like there's 2 airbag wires, and then there's this connector, which kind of takes up a lot of space. This probably wasn't the right hub to use if I wanted to use my horn. There was another one that looked really ugly. It had like a bunch of ribs on it. I wasn't a fan of that one. That's why I went with this one. Plus I already have this type of hub on a different car that I have. So I think I'm going to give it a try for a little bit and see how I like it. Maybe get the quick disconnect. The only reason why I would probably get the other hub is to make my horn work. It is really squished because the main bolt that you put your this hub to the car, it's like a 21-inch nut right there. That's squeezing this harness pretty bad. So I don't really like that. But I mean, if it works, it works. I don't see why there would be any problem with it, because the part that it squeezes kind of rotates with the wheel. There's like this plastic bit around the outside that also spins too. So it shouldn't be a problem with it like rubbing off or rubbing that connection off. But the main thing is I have these extra fuses on the airbag, so hopefully I won't get the airbag light I'm about to see in a second. But we'll see. I really like this look a lot better than the stock steering wheel. That steering wheel didn't have any of the the radio control buttons on it, so there really wasn't a point in keeping it or upgrading to one of the a new leather OEM steering wheel. I like this one a lot more. So that's why I went with this one. I have to be really careful with this because this is just carbon fiber, so I don't want that to break. So, when I'm, if there's ever road rage, I'm not slamming the horn. I kind of just have to lightly road rage at people, which I don't get angry about stuff like that. So shouldn't be a problem. I kind of like that. We'll see how I like it. Maybe we'll do one horn and one something else, or flashers for the track or something. But I can always just... Oh well, this is it. I'm about to hook up the battery and see if anything else blows up. It should be fine. So I already diffused the bomb earlier, so nothing else should really go off. But here it is. Hope you like it. I just wanted to show that it did work. I do not have an airbag light. I just don't have my seatbelt on right now. So feels pretty good. Give it a quick. Surprised it doesn't say that the trunk is open, which it is, but it should be fine. Yeah, seems to be turning fine. Doesn't feel like anything's binding in there. Yeah, feels good. So I got the music off now, but try to spin this a little bit. It's really rusted, but you can see it's not even, the ratchet is completely through. It just broke it right off. You can see it's still attached to it. That's how rusted this is. That's why we're changing it out. So we got the old front brace off. You can see just how rotted it actually was. It actually ripped out from all sides. Or actually, these sides are good, but these sides are bad. And I believe there was something that was supposed to be attached to this. Yes, I'm wearing gloves because of all the rust. I just don't want to get any rust pieces in me. But yeah, you can see how rusted it was. This is the other side. This is a decent upgrade going to the IL Motorsports thing I got from Super Miata, I think. Something like that. But yeah, this is it. Looks a lot nicer. Super light. So I'll get that thrown on real quick and then show you. Alright, so that's the brace installed. Got new hardware in it too. So I went to the junkyard yesterday in hopes of finding a new rear cradle for the Miata. And halfway through of getting it off, I couldn't get it off, and I had work later on that day. So I ended up just taking a few other parts that I also needed. This is actually a Borla exhaust. I do need to replace one of the tips. It looks like it was, I don't know, re-welded or kind of broken off this one side. I don't really know what happened, but it looks like it can be repairable for pretty cheap. Other than that, the exhaust looks, you know, or the muffler looks pretty good. This is the other half of it. I'm only keeping this shiny bit, and then the rest of that I'm not going to keep. I believe this is like just a cat back exhaust. I do want to keep the original cats on the car just to not make it that super loud sound. I wasn't going to do a muffler like this originally. I was just going to do a like a straight pipe from the cat back, but this was pretty good price, and you know, these new are very expensive, and I decided might as well throw this on instead of having a muffler shop do just a straight pipe, because, well, this is, you know, a lot cheaper and should sound a little bit nicer. And then I got this strut bar thing. Mine doesn't have one of these, but this is just a stock one. I got it for pretty cheap, and, well, it's a lot cheaper than buying one of the new race ones, and this should be better than nothing. And then I got a trunk lid. This should be pretty decent. I want to try to put a wing on this one, or like a duckbill, just in case if it screws up my other one. Not that the other one is in super nice condition. I would rather screw up this one than the one that I already have paint matched or whatever, or the exact paint on the car. So I'm gonna screw up this one first and then do the other one. I might even try to do some sort of like carbon resin overlay on this one, but I'm not quite sure. That's kind of just if I get super bored playing, clean all this up and see what it looks like when it's all shiny. I might repaint that black, probably not red, probably just black, and then shine all this up with like a Borla pad or something. That should all come out pretty decent. I did cut off the exhaust hangers just because I was going pretty quick at the yard and I didn't want to take too long. I wasn't planning on keeping this exhaust originally, or like buying it, but then I looked up the price of it and I was like, well, might as well take it and figure it out, and if I don't like it, I can always, you know, sell it further down the road. Same thing with that. If that, you know, I end up don't using that, I can always just sell it for whatever I bought it and it should be fine. So here we got the old bracket. I think this is actually like mouse pee on it from when I had that infestation in there. So got that one out. This is the new one. Put a little bit of heat like shielding on it just to help it out a little bit more in the engine bay. It's not like it needs it, but hopefully this will still like push the heat towards the engine away from the firewall stuff, even though the only thing that's like really behind that is the wiper motors. But yeah, this is the bracket that does not come on mine. This is from a 2008, so that one had the engine strut bar from factory. That's why I'm swapping it over. And this is the old one without the little brackets. But go ahead and get this in there and show you when I'm done. So I was editing this video and I realized that I never ended up showing my finished strut bar or brace or whatever. So this is the part that I was talking about. You can see that there's a little bit of reflective tape back there, kind of pushing the heat away back towards the engine. I'm sure it doesn't really do anything, but you know, kind of looks cool if you actually notice it. Like I said before, this is just the stock one, ties into the firewall, and then I replaced some of the hardware, but some of it's still the old stuff. But yeah, there it is. The other thing I quickly wanted to show was the finished cold air intake. I 3D printed this part, and then that's where the mass airflow sensor goes into. And then these are just this is like an aluminum tube that I put that same heat tape around. And then that's just a couple couplers. And then you can see, if you look closely, down in there is where the air filter is. It fits perfect. I thought I was gonna be able to hear it a little bit better, like I did when I did one on my GTO and my truck, but this one I guess you just can't really hear because of how condensed it is. I did end up taking out that plastic shielding or whatever that goes between, there's like a separation between the top part of the bumper and the lower part where this air goes into. So I took that out so that filter can get more air, and we'll see if that actually makes any difference. I don't feel any power difference, but this is only like a 100 horsepower car, so I didn't think I was. Hopefully it can just breathe a little bit better and stay a little bit cooler. That's really the main goal of it. Next, I'll have to work on getting my own version of the like cool down kit for this thing, which is just moving the computer up to the side, taking this out, moving the battery to the back at some point, and I think moving that reservoir to the back there. But that I might leave that just because usually the battery goes right there and then that goes to the back, but since I'm putting the battery in the back, I shouldn't need to move that as much. And then that'll clear up all this, clear up that, and then the fan, which is stuffed way down there, will actually be able to cool down the engine a little bit more.